Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig Neeson. If you're new to the channel, this is Craig Neeson Photography. We do some photography here.
Exactly.
And a little bit of travel stuff and how we get to locations. So you might see some RVing stuff. You might see some other stuff related to travel, but mainly we do photography. I'm here with my wife, Shelley.
Hi, everybody.
Who made it out here.
Yes, Shelley makes it out from time to time. This time, not only did she do her classic geosplitting, but she also did some photography.
Well, I have found this beautiful little lone tree. Seems like all of us have found this beautiful little lone tree on top of this hill right here. And I'm using that and the little, I don't know if it's a juniper tree, whatever it is, below it, as some added interest in the foreground. And I was waiting for these clouds to move behind the tree just to give it a little added interest in the sky. And I'm bracketing my image so I can get the sky exposed the way I want it, as well as the tree. So
we've got the main subject, which is this lone tree up on this rock piece here, right? And that's pretty much it. There's a little bit of a peak or another boulder or conglomerate probably up there. Shelley would know better than I would. She's the geologist in the family. And I think these actually balance each other off quite nicely. Plus, we've got some high, wispy cloud that keeps streaming across the composition. And that's adding a little bit more interest to it, as well as the fact that everything's getting side lit. As the sun is setting, you know, we probably have maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes max of light left down here in the canyon.
It's amazing how much you can do in a 10-day trip. We did tons of hiking, saw great landscapes, lots of cool time lapses, and had a lot of laughs with our friends, Shawn and Corinne, from Travels of Red Rover. All that and more is coming up over the next several weeks. It's always great meeting up with these two and sharing a photographic experience.
Well, what was really interesting in this picture that I'm working on with the solo juniper on the top of the hill is the hill has a nice dome shape. And if you do this in a landscape mode rather than a portrait mode, you get this awesome curve that almost mimics the curve of the earth. And it reminds me of Le Petit Prince, the Little Prince by Saint-Exupéry.
So we're shooting the juniper up at the top here, and if you put it in landscape mode, you can see that the hill has this beautiful little arc to it, just like the earth. It really reminds me of a book of The Petit Prince.
Gee, that sounds vaguely familiar.
I would, you know, I'm sure it must. It's like great minds think alike, or fools never or seldom differ.
So the really interesting thing that everybody has to take into account here, let me flip around. Okay. Now here's Shawn and I. Now I'm gonna flip around again. There's Corinne and Shelley. Look at where my tripod is.
Yep, we see his.
I think everybody shot the same tree.
Yeah.
At various angles.
At least a dozen times today.
Yeah.
So now we shot a little bit this morning, but boy, I'll tell you what, the difference between a morning shot and an afternoon shot is, if you'll forgive the pun, what is the difference between night and day. So, I mean, it is so beautifully lit right now.
So one thing to keep in mind, if you're gonna come looking for this, it's right next to Mesa Arch.
Yeah, in Utah.
In Utah.
The fact that we're in
Texas means nothing.
Yeah, the fact that we're in Palo Duro State Park in Texas has nothing to do with it. You'll find this at Mesa Arch.
So if you go to my Instagram, it will say Mesa Arch. So this wraps up another great week of photography and videoing with Shawn and Corinne from Travels of Red Rover. If you haven't yet done so, head on over to their channel, check them out, give them some love, subscribe to their stuff. And also, if you just found the channel, please hit my subscribe button down below. Ding that bell for future notifications. And give us a big thumbs up. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.